Right. So welcome to everyone. And this is a rather very brief session that has had to happen because some of you have requested for it. And I think we can do you as a class a favor if we attended to that concern. And so that is why we are here. We are discussing very briefly how to navigate the courses in the department, which, I mean, how you should understand the department's course arrangements. Some of them are core subjects, some are electives, some are section specific. You know, our department is a twin department, so some of them you are supposed to do it in a certain way if you are with this section of the department or the other. Those of you who have just finished your level 100 with me, I'm working feverishly on. I'm almost through City Campus essays. The real work is putting your continuous assessment mark onto the answer booklet to compute your final mark over 100. That's what takes a bit of my time, but I'm working on it. And so hopefully in a matter of days, tomorrow or the day after, we should be done with that. Then I can focus on mopping up for the main campus, which is relatively a large class. Okay, so you would, if you decide to be with the department for your second year, then you would not have too many options because levels 200 and level 100 courses generally are core. Core means the student doesn't have a choice about it. You have to do it because they are foundational. So if you said you took any course at all in the university, philosophy, our department is philosophy of classics, philosophy and classics, but the information is also true of the economics, biology, business school, what have you. There may be slight variations, but levels 100 and 200 are oftentimes foundational. So you don't have too many choices like elective. Elective means you elect to do it, you choose to do it. But core means it is foundational. So the department is not giving you an option about it. Of course, sometimes there are more core subjects. So even though it's foundational, it's necessary, the student is allowed the option of choosing which of the necessary foundations he or she wants. It's not too exactly the case, too much exactly the case with our specific department. If it's a core, you would have to choose it, but in a certain way. So let's go systematically. I want to take you to, unless there's a question we want to start with, you can raise your hands. Some of the questions will guide what we do, you know, what we will emphasize. So you could raise your hand if you have a question, and then I will take them. But I'm immediately taking you to the university website, which is what some of you never visit. You have never gone there in your life. And that's dangerous. You should, because it gives you information that is official and then also sanctioned. Just in case it's outdated, you are always able to reference that to make your point anyway. Okay. So I don't see any hand up yet. I hope they would come up soon. But I don't have much to say. I'm just here to react to questions that you may have. On our screen now, then, you should be seeing the University of Ghana website, the www.ug.edu.gh will take you here. Please, if you can see my screen, let me know. So I don't know how you do that. If you're able to raise a hand, it's fine. If you can also unmute quietly, given that your background is quiet, and say yes, you can see that I'm sure. Okay, perfect.
Yes, madam, we can see.
Yes, please.
Thank you very
We can
much.
see.
So now
Yes, we can see.
thank you very much. So you go to academics. When you go to the website, the UG website, go to academics. Why? Because you are going to find something that relates to academics. So you see that if you were to go to admissions, you will find information. Those who write to me and ask for information on how to get help, financial aid, you see that it is here at admissions. Okay, graduate studies. If your auntie wants to come and do nursing and you wanted to know, please can you help me? That information is at the website. If you're at University of Ghana, you should be able to navigate them, find that information out for whoever. It's just here. About gives you other things. Look there, the universities, its systems, what have you, they are all there. Now we are interested in academics, so we'll go here. What are we looking for? The student handbook. Look at it down there. That is it here. Okay, so if you clicked on that, it will take you to the document I'm going to engage you on, or I'm going to just point to show you something. And then use the opportunity to show you some few variations, but it varies, some corrections, I try to call them corrections, some details that the handbook doesn't capture. And so creates problems sometimes for students when they are graduating. We've had instances where a student has done very fine, almost a first class student, that hasn't met the requirement. And so when the exams officer goes to represent the department at examiners board to clear student for graduation, the student cannot graduate, because they didn't meet certain requirements, sometimes of the university, sometimes of the college, sometimes of the department, you see. So you have to fulfill all those three, and that is why this is important. And when students started asking, I thought that I should make some time and then address them for you. And so if you go here, you will see the handbook. And when you open that, it should take you to what I have projected now. So let me go and show you that very quickly. Where is it? Yeah. So I'll go and project that. And then you see there is one hand up. It's only one question we have. When I take that, we are done. Okay, so it is the humanities handbook. Where you open the academics and you go to the student handbook, it will show you different colleges. And this is not the time to tell you that the university is running a collegiate system. So College of Humanities, College of Basic and Applied, blah, blah, blah. They are all there. Our department is in the College of Humanities. In fact, it is in the School of Arts, which is in the College of Humanities. Okay. So if you were, those who did finish your elements of formal logic, if you were doing hypothetical syllogism, then the department is the innermost set. And outside of it is the School of Arts. And then all of them are also inside the College of Humanities, which is itself inside the University of Ghana. That's the structure. Okay, and so you will pick College of Humanities, and then you will find the Department of Philosophy and Classics. And what I said earlier in a summary form should address the levels 100 and 200 concerns. So if you just wanted to stick with us a bit more for level 200, level 100, maybe you didn't have much of a choice because you were given courses to do. Currently, you see the status here. You see all these faculties. Some of them are not here now. Some have changed status. Some are now senior lecturers, professors, or associate professor, so on and so forth. Some are still where they are, improving. Okay, so that is not important. But here, the level 100s who are now done and we're going to level 200 will come and do what you see here. I don't think you have questions on that, so I want to really move on quickly. One of them was philosophy, and then the other was classics. I think you did the classics first, 101, civilizations, and then you came to do what we have just finished with, philosophical questions, in addition to your other courses in your other department, and the college required courses, and then also the university required courses. This is where you will find your, what's the name of that thing, the HEC and others. You are given instructions on how to take them. But the department ones are one for first semester, 101, PHCL 101, one for second semester, PHCL 102. Take note, these are PHCL, Philosophy and Classics. That is why it is PHCL. You will find the same thing also with level 200. So I want to believe that most of you will be 200 because actually you requested for the time. So level 200 to the course coding is still PHCL 201. And then PHCL 203. And you notice that those were first semester. You notice that the 201 was philosophy, the 203 was classics. So you did them in tandem, simultaneously, the two together, in addition to your UGRCs, and then maybe they were HEC. And then second semester, you do or he did 202 and 204. So those from level 100 who want to join the department, level 200, you will meet these. And so the information is now relevant to you. 201 is philosophy, 203 is classes. Now, I want to believe that you know that the course coding, when it ends with an odd number, then it is a first semester course. And when it ends with an even number, behind the door, behind the very door, this one. And when it ends with an even number, then it is a second semester course. Then when it ends with a 0, it means it's run both semesters. So if you have a course like UGRC 150, UGRC 150, that is done both semesters. That's why you can do it first semester, and then the other half will do it the second semester. Now, take note then. So it means the second semester of level 200, you are choosing PHCL 202 and PHCL 204 together, just like you did so for PHCL 201, the first semester for philosophy, and PHCL 203. You don't get to choose whether you want to do one of the options or the other in level 200. In level 200, you do both course. If you are still with the department, you choose whether you want to do philosophy and classics versus, let's say, archaeology or math or whatever. I've forgotten your bouquet, the combinations you have. That is when you get to drop one. Even that, it depends on the combination of courses you are given, okay? But so far as you are in the department of philosophy and classics, in your first year and second year, the courses that are mounted are compulsory course for you. And we've had scenarios where students thought that they get to choose which department or which section of the department they want to be in at level 200. So they do only one of the given course, thinking that, I get to drop the one I didn't like. And then now, by the time you get to the third year, they are short of, but that's why I'm taking time to tell you that. So do both, levels 100 and 200 in the philosophy and classics department. You do all the courses given to you, whether they are philosophy courses or classics courses. Okay, I want to quickly add now the level 300 one, which is where the issues are, and then I can mop up with your questions. If you look at the level 300, I'm projecting that also. I said this is in the handbook. Of course, the university revises these as we send in, but this is what is online now for you. So you can always reference it, and I'll show you how to interpret some of them and the details around that, so that you don't get shortchanged or you don't shortchange yourself. Level 300 courses. Freeman, if you are there, can you read this for me? Okay, sir. If you can read it for me, then I'll explain the level 300 courses.
Okay,
Yeah, go ahead.
Please, level 300 courses. Major, at least 4 courses. 4 core, 12 credits by the end of the year. Combined, at least 4 core, 12 credits by the end of the year. Minor, at least 2 core, 6 credits by the end of the year with prerequisites. All 1100s and 200s. Sorry, the
It's fine.
prerequisites. All 1100 and 200 level. All right, so the
Courses.
level
Yeah.
300 level core. Students
No,
may
it's okay.
concentrate.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir. So let me explain what you read earlier so that they will benefit. So this one is in your handbook, and it simply means at level 300 and 400, the students of the philosophy and classics department is considered a grown mosquito. He has matured and is able to decide whether, and I like to use those figurative expressions just to make a point, okay, whether to stay with mommy or to stay with daddy. Okay, like mommy is in Ghana and daddy is abroad or vice versa. And so the student is able to decide whether he or she wants to do fully classics or fully philosophy. From the third level, that second statement here, look at the level 300 core that is on your screen. I'm referring to this side. Am I able to highlight this? This has caused some students trouble. The department doesn't countenance that any longer. So you may be maybe a first class student, and you may not be able to graduate if you don't listen to what I'm telling you and stick to it. Okay. And so that is what I'm trying to explain. A student may concentrate either in classics or in philosophy by doing all the core courses in only one option. This would have been okay without what is coming next. It is what is coming next that causes the confusion for students, and understandably so. They said, alternatively, students may choose core courses from both lists. That is not true any longer. No, sir, or no, ma'am. If you do, suppose you picked, because you want to swerve some, or you want to, it's not even swerving, you didn't know. Oftentimes it's because students didn't know, they read the handbook. But the handbook has to undergo improvements. Because it is a whole university-wide, it goes through a process. So even if you correct it, it takes a while to do that. Sometimes it has to be accredited. So the department puts a narration to what they have put in their handbook on their departmental notice board every semester. But students don't read it. So if you wanted to do fully philosophy ongoing or fully classics ongoing, I speak for philosophy. I am a philosophy lecturer, so I can give you the part. There is, I mean, it has a twin to the other section and also your other department. You cannot pick half what is required of your other department. Say maybe you combine philosophy with archaeo or whatever, econs or religion. You can't go and do just half of it there. You won't graduate, even if you did everything you have to do here. Even just one UGRC, if you don't do it, you won't graduate. You may be a first class student with 3.99999. You won't graduate. That is so because a university requirement. Then there is the college requirement, depending on the college. And then there are departmental requirements. So the department will require of you to be either fully classics or fully philosophy, not partially philosophy, partially classics. Then we can't place you anywhere. And so, for example, what do I mean by that? Suppose you wanted to do philosophy. These are the core subjects, at least as given to you in the handbook. We pick, because the courses are many, see the philosophy options. All these are there, you won't do all of them. So the department advertises the ones that are available for picks for the given semester. I think they've done that already. I can project that also for you to see. This semester we will have 2 cores. These are the Phil 301, deductive logic, and Phil 302, Socratic philosophy. They are the core. I've explained what a core is. And then, for first semester, the semester coming is first semester. So we'll have the ones that end with odd numbers, 1, 3, 5, 7, and so on. So we will be doing 301, this one, deductive logic. And then, which one do you think we'll be doing from the 4 up there, in addition to 301?
Moral philosophy.
Very good.
303.
Very good. 303. So you are all following. Well done. So we'll be mounting these 2 as the cores of first semester, and then second semester it will be 302 and 304. It hasn't changed for our current semester. So those who have seen it already will see that. So those are the 2 cores available for picks. And then the electives. The elective means the one you choose to do. Now you may choose to want to do, let's say, aesthetics. Then the department says we didn't mount aesthetics because it's an elective. So one, the faculty who perhaps is able to teach is not available, or we are overwhelmed, so we can only mount X, Y, and Z. I'm just giving instances that inform elective mounting per department. This is true of all departments. Okay. So if you look at the available electives, then you will elect to choose which one you want to do. But the course you don't. You choose them. So sometimes people will choose, let's say, 301, and then go and pick, when I say 301, let me explain. They will choose Phil 301 and go and choose, let's say, class 303. That is what you shouldn't do. Because when you do that, we don't know whether you are remember my example with the Laodicean church. We don't know whether you are hot or you are cold. You are a little hot and a little cold. And we know what happens to such people. The Bible says God will spew you out of his mouth. You have to belong somewhere. If you want to remember further, then we don't want the inclusive sense of a disjunction. Where you are, when we call philosophy student, you are inside. when we call classes to your side, when you do that, you will have a problem with the department from the third level. And so I think that point is also clear now. Now to another very important explanation on how to select courses, whether you are majoring. And the majoring, there are two ways of majoring. Major means you are ogbonana in that discipline. You are boss, major. You see that? Then we have even the majoring, we have single majoring and then combined majoring, where you are boss here and boss there also. In two different departments. We are not even talking sections now. You can't graduate with a philosophy and classics. That is one department. You see that? You can't be a major in classics and minor in philosophy, or major in philosophy and minor in classics. No. In the eyes of the department, the university, philosophy and classics is a department, is a whole one. So you can't have a major in one of its wings and a minor in the other, so something like that. Okay. I'm talking about majoring, let's say, give me the courses, maybe sociology and minoring in philo, or majoring in religions and minoring in classics. You see, there is a way to do it and do it properly. And then you can have the combined major and then the minoring one. Freeman read for you and he said the prerequisite. The prerequisite just means what you should have before you build on it. So you can't jump into level 300. You see, you should have gone through. Auntie, we can hear you. Forgot your microphone. Keep it muted. Right. You should have done the levels 100 and 200 before you go to 300. That's what it means. So if you want to go to 200, you should have had contact with our level 100 because we are building on it. It's a prerequisite. It's required before. Pre means before. Requisite, required. So it is a required before course. If it is not there, you don't have a foundation to build on. Okay. And so a strong foundation, for example, in elements of formal logic will be very useful for deductive logic. Your rules, they will be all over the place in our deductive logic. So those of you who did a good job at that, you should be able to sail through your deductive logic easily. And I think that the department, I think I saw the course allocations. I'm doing the deductive logic together with Dr. Kwesi, and then my other colleague, Dr. Wachi, will be doing the 201 with me. So we'll have a shared responsibility and a shared taxing. Now, so what? When you are doing a single major, everyone listen attentively, because this has caused, there are people who are even serving the department because of this, they couldn't graduate. Very brilliant student. Because they didn't know, or they read what is in the book raw without reconciling it with what the department prescribes. If you read what is here without the details and the further and better particulars given by the department and the guidance given, the person going to graduate you at examiners board in the name of the department, I've served in that capacity before, so I know what I'm telling you, cannot graduate you. It's not he or she that is wicked. When they call your name, you say, no, the guy owes us deductive logic and so on. So the brother owes us social and political philosophy and this. Because it's a call. And sometimes if you don't do it, it doesn't make you get the credits that you needed, the accumulated credit. The university wants you to have gone through courses to cover a certain number of credits. I don't want to bore you with, I think it's 120, and the maximum is 132 then. All these are at play here. So simple obedience is important. Now, if you want to major, it means that by your third year, when you are entering into the fourth year, you will be in only that department. So because we are talking about department, let's focus on that. But I say I'm doing single major in philosophy. I did that. Okay, it means that in my third year, I will do less courses in the other department I'm in. So the other department, for example, could be history or archaeo, not classics. Even if I'm a philosophy, because classics and philosophy are one. You don't do then 2 years, you're still in the university as your colleagues have graduated. Listen. So if I'm in philosophy and I want to minor in another department, let's say religions, I use that, they're close by. Then it means by my third year now, that is when I make that decision. I choose more courses in my majoring department and pick less courses. I'll put content to it shortly in the other department. so that by the time I move to the 4th year, I won't have any contact with the other department again. That's single major. It's not combined major. Okay. A single one. How do you do that? The prescription here tells you you should have done at least 4 cores. That's 12 credits because each core is 3 credit hours. So at least I should have done 4 cores by the end of the year. You see that I didn't say semester. So by the end of the year, I should have done at least, it means there's more. At least means if you don't do at all. So it means there is an additional one, but this is what the handbook is emphasizing. If you did only that, that would be 12 credits. The university says don't do less than 15 credits per semester. So obviously the department is not telling you to disobey the university's rules. It's just showing you where we are focusing on. That's our strategy. We are focusing on that doesn't mean don't do the others. So what are the others required of you? The university doesn't want you to go beyond 15 credits below, excuse me. The university doesn't want you to do less than 15 credits in a semester. If you don't do at all, you must have done 15 at the minimum. That is it there. Those of you who know that already, you know, I don't want us to be going back and forth, okay? At the minimum, you should have done 15. So if you want to major in philosophy, you should have at least 4 cores by the end of the year. That means 2 cores in the first semester, 2 cores in the second semester. Is that all? No, because you want to be a boy here. So 2 cores and 2 electives will give you your first semester combination for a single major for this department. And this department is sectional. So for this section of this department is what we mean. Or the other section of this department. Your choice, no compulsion. You choose that, but choose it well. Okay. So 2 cores, 2 electives. For who? Not for everybody. For the one who wants to major. Single major, not combined major yet. Okay. Then the second semester, 2 cores, 2 electives. That way, you would see that by the time you finish, you would have done 8 credits. 1 is 3. So 8 or 8 is 8, 3, 24. So you would have had 24 credits at the end of the year, not 12. Because the 12 was focusing on the course. But you need more than just the course, even as a single major. Now, if you do 4 for the first semester, 4 credits, 2 of them being course, 2 being electives, you will pick an extra from the other department that you are minoring in. Why are we talking minoring? Because if you are majoring here, this is your 3rd year, you will have to pick some other courses as minors in the 3rd year. It is in the 4th year that you won't have anything to do with that other department again. That's what it means to do a single major. So in your 3rd year, you decide you want to marry single major, right? But you pick more courses, even at your 3rd year, in that majoring department, and still have something to do with that blanket, the other department. You have to pick some. Depending on which department you are doing. Oftentimes it is a core and an elective or something there. You can check. So here I will give you 12 and I focus on that for the major. If you want to do a combined major, that means you are spreading your tentacles across. You don't want to only be an aspect of whatever, a single major aspect of this department, but you also want to do a spread out. So sometimes people do a cons and philosophy, peace science, whatever. How should I said this is true also of classes. It's true also of your other department where you want to do a major there. Maybe you want to do a major somewhere and minor here. We'll get to our minoring if you are minoring with us. I have to give you direction. So I can only use our department to do that. Don't feel compelled to if you don't want to. It's not evangelism to heaven where we win souls. It's people, their interests, their options, their job, whatever. And then their desire for whatever it is. It's a student's decision, of course, as guided. Here, what I'm doing is showing you the intricacies, the details, because that's not captured here, even though we have put together so much information. It takes a while. Sometimes, yes, you can check the date for this. The handbook, some are 2013, some are 2015. I think the latest is 20 whatever. You see that? So I'm helping you see that. It doesn't mean you must go and combine or must go and major or minor or whatever. From what I've said, it is your decision solely. All right. The combined major will do 2 cores first semester. You see that it's still 4 cores, as if the combined major and the single major are doing the same thing. No, there is something that makes them different. But our emphasis here was on the cores again. So it says you should have done 2 cores first semester, 2 cores second semester. Now, would that be enough? No. So what else is needed for a combined major? 1 elective first semester, 1 elective second semester. That one is not here, but we put it on the department notice because we have to stick to what? The minimum of 15 credits that the university wants. So we can't just say go and do 4 courses at the end of the year and then you are done. If the university says at least 15 minimum credits per semester, that means for the year is 30 credits. But we are asking you to do 12 credits. If that were so, then at the end of the year, you would have done 24 credits. How do you graduate? So there is an additional something that is not captured here. And you should see that it is so because the author says at least. So the additional one for the combined major for our section of the department, which is also true of the other section of the department, is what? At least. So 2 cores first sem, 2 cores second sem, plus 1 elective first sem, 1 elective second sem. For which people? Those who are combining their majoring. For the single major, it's 2 cores first semester and 2 cores, 2 electives, just that same first semester. I hope you got it. Then second semester, the same. They are both major students, but one is a single major, the other is a combined major. So the requirements are different. If you don't do it that way, you get to level 400 and say, look, I wanted to do a combined major, but now I've decided I want to do single major. I don't think it is a departmental decision. You have missed your 300 of Shiva, now in 400. So in 400, going to do a 300 level course, even if the department will allow it at all, it's a whole cumbersome process because it's not a research. That's why you have to understand now. Then, if you believe in prayer, and you should, you prayerfully deliberate, you think through, you look ahead. It's not something like, hey, if you my way say, this one I think is a Q and R. Okay, I'll take this. No. It's a well thought out thing, and then you come out. Then the minoring, and I'm done. If you are minoring in a department, now that you understand majoring, whether single major or combined major, and the requirements thereof, it should give you a good idea of what minoring, let's say if you wanted to minor in our department, it meant. It means that your full load is with another department. And by the time you finish your 3rd year, you would have had nothing to do with us again. In other words, by the 4th year, you would be only the other department fully. If so, what do we want you to do? What do we require? There are requirements of you in your 3rd year with us. Simple. Make sure before the year ends, there we go with that, at least again, you have done 6 credits in course with us. So 1 core first sem, 1 core second sem. The only problem is here again, there is an addition, which is not stated, it's just implied. Which one is that? An elective first sem in addition to the core, an elective second sem in addition to the core. That way, you would have done 12 credits with that first sem, 12 credits with that second sem. So that by the end of the year, you won't have just 6 credits, you would have 12 credits, even though half of those 12 credits will be core, the other half will be elective. If you don't do that, the department will not discharge you to graduate. Any questions? Let me take your questions now. So I see just a hand up, and I hope, I didn't do the 400 level because by the 4th year, this discussion would have been had already in the 3rd year. So you know that you are either minoring or majoring. And if you minored, you are no longer here. You don't need to make a choice. If you majored, you would have already dropped the other course. So you are fully going to a 4th year doing all philosophy, and it's clear there. If you are doing combined major, you already know that's for 400, just in case any came by. You already know you have your 2 course and an elective that you did earlier in the first sem of level 300. You did same in the second sem of level 300. When you go to your fourth year, you will do same. So the 400 folks, we don't have too much problem. I think it's mostly 100 moving to 200 and then 200 moving to 300 that have the challenge. And so I'm done and I want to check your question. There's only one hand up. Could you just unmute and ask your question? Then we are done. I think it's, oh no, there are two hands now. Della first and then Rigobert. Please ask your question. Let me take Rigobert if the other one is not ready. Go ahead, Rigobert.
Adam.
Yes,
Hello.
sir. I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, so, Madam, please, I want to ask a question. Mine is about combined majoring. So, as a you want to pick two core. You are supposed to pick two core from philosophy, then you pick two core from political science too.
Combined
Am I getting
majoring.
it right?
Hold
Yes,
on. Is it combined majoring or single majoring?
combined.
No, if you are combining, maybe your friend who heard me well will be able to respond to that because that's not what I said. What you just said is for single majoring at the third level. Okay. Anyone wants to respond to Rigobert for me, just so that we are sure that you heard me. So yes, if you want to just unmute and I don't know why I'm saying this. Just unmute and react and let me see.
Hello, Doc.
Go ahead, sir.
Please, if I heard you clear, you said combined majoring. In the first semester, you're supposed to take two core courses and then one elective.
Excellent.
And
the same for the second semester.
same
Yeah,
for the second sem as well.
exactly. Rigobert. So that's the response. If you are combined majoring, you pick two courses.
No, Doc. I'm talking about both philosophy and political science.
No, you can't. If you do it that way, you will have a problem. You have to pick two courses and an elective from us. When you go to P-Science, check what they require for their combined majoring students.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank you.
that's how you do it. In the past, we would have even said, just do the course. We don't care whether you pick an elective or not. But that creates problems for our students. And I don't want to go into all of that. Because if the other department also says, just pick any two courses, we don't care about elective. Now the student ends up with two courses here, total 4. 4 is 12 credits, and then they can't graduate. When their colleagues are going, the university will say, why do you have only 12 credits? It means your department were extremely liberal both ways. So you focus on ours, but normally the other department should also have such an arrangement. 2 courses and an elective. So you end up doing 9 here, 9 there, which hasn't exceeded the maximum. Is it okay, sir?
Yes, please.
All right. Now I can thank you, sir. That will benefit a lot of people. So let me take Irama next, then Sarah will be next. I see Freeman and then Tahiru. Keep your hands up, don't worry, I'll take them all. Irama, go ahead. Ira, please ask your question. Okay, if Ira's hand is, I think maybe her question is sorted, then let me take Freeman. Freeman, go ahead. And you should be thankful to the City Campus folks, Freeman and the folks. they sent me that request. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Doc. Please, my question is, my seniors told me something that if you want to boost your GPA, you can add more electives to the ones that you have to register. Please, is it true?
Okay, the thing is, I am a bit cautious when I'm advising that. Okay, but they might not be wrong so far as you are within the university's requirement per semester. You see, you don't have to exceed, there is a minimum. Minimum means you shouldn't have less than that number of credits. And then there is a maximum. The maximum means you shouldn't go beyond this number of credits per semester. I think the minimum now is 15 credits. The maximum is 18 credits or so. So it looks like there is always some one course allowance that the student can play around with. And if you think that you're going to pick some additional course and it will not be a headache for you, why not? It's not only does it give you credit, but it also gives you more, what's it thing? You get to know some other course, especially if it's an elective. It doesn't worry you much, because for an elective, sometimes even with a relatively weak pass, you can go. Or if you didn't pass that, but you had another elective that you passed, it can make up for the loss and you go, unlike core subjects. So then even where you want to pick, you have to play around with it a bit more. So my response straightforward is, it should be within the university's minimum maximum requirement thing. Then be strategic about it. If it can boost your thing, why not? You can go for it. Yeah.
Okay, then please. Thank you.
Okay. Is there another one? Or we take Tahiru? If there's another question, then we take it. Tahiru, go ahead with your question. Please keep your hands up if there are any, so that I mop up nicely for you.
Hello, please, can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir.
All right, madam, please, I wanted to find out, most of my questions have been answered, but then I wanted to find out if I'm doing a combined major.
Yes.
And my department also has the same a 2 core 1 elective. I will end up doing six courses at the end of the semester.
Yes, that's 18 credits.
Okay. All right, sure.
It won't go outside of what you were required to do. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
And
then that's
the university is very it won't be a problem. The only thing is that where your colleagues, some colleagues may be doing 5 and you'll be doing 6. But
okay.
That's why you are a master of 2 disciplines, so to speak, a major in both disciplines. But
Thank you, madam.
You are welcome, sir. Let me take Kingsley now. Go ahead, Kingsley. Whilst Kingsley is asking his question, I'm projecting the course distribution for the semester ahead. Go ahead, Kingsley, sir.
Okay, madam, please, thank you so much. Please, my question is, I also heard that there are some courses that are you cannot drop. It's automatic. You have to major in it. I want to know.
Which one? In our department or generally, please?
Generally,
which
madam.
Which department is desperate like that?
Department.
Social
work.
Please.
Yeah.
Oh, is it a hearsay or is something you can't drop? Maybe I'm not getting. Why can't you drop? So you graduate with all the 4.
Okay, so I think they said it's not a minor course. You cannot minor in it. You have to major in it compulsory.
Hey. So it is either you choose to do it or you don't do it. I mean, departments have their how do I say it? Their particular details, but some of them may, that is if it is true, may not be legal. So if it is so, there are a lot of hearsays. I have heard this, I've heard that. So it's better you engage your course advisor for your department. That is if it is your department works on with that very effective. Or you can approach your HOD or something and ask, and make sure you have an authentic position of the department, not some particular, in the past, some lecturers will say, I don't want students beyond a certain number to pick my course. So at so and so, when we get to 100, please block my thing. You can't do that now. Now can you block? And I don't focus though. Maybe Papa, I'm playing. So I want to believe that some of them are hearsays. But if it is so that we as for our department, so let me use philosophy for example. If someone is saying philosophy, when you pick it, you have to do it as a major. You can't do a minor of philosophy or whatever. There has to be a reason why, and I don't want to believe that will be sanctioned easily by the university. It might be something that is being done on the quiet and no one is talking. I really doubt that it is so. So get an authoritarian position about it, a position that is sanctioned. I mean, from an authority, so to that you can refer to and say, okay, so I spoke with the HOD or something, and this is what I was told. Or I spoke to the course advisor for whichever level it is I have, and this is what the course advisor said. And we think that is problematic because you can't compel me to have to do something, a course that I don't want to, because you don't choose your courses from start. They are given to you, of course, you accept them. Take us if you accepted them, then you have chosen. But I should have the opportunity to say, okay, I chose to do this, but now I want to drop it. Even when you come into the semester, the university gives you some time. Consider the courses after you've chosen them. Attend lectures for a while, and then go and add or drop. The university wants to respect your rights to the point that sometimes by third week, fourth week, add and drop of courses are still ongoing. So that students are not compelled to do courses because they chose it earlier, not knowing that this is what it comes with. Okay, so that's how I'll answer, because I don't have authority. I can't know this authoritatively, so I don't want to say that department can be justified in saying that we don't allow you to minor in our department. I doubt that any official position can be that. If it is so, then register your displeasure appropriately. The authorities that you can take it to, maybe for clarification, maybe for whatever. There might be a sanctioned reason why. Maybe it's temporal to allow for the department to stand or something like that. I cannot tell. Okay, but we don't do that in our department. We gladly allow you to choose what you want to do. All right. Let me take Jeremy, then I can take Moses afterwards. Go ahead, Jeremy. You're welcome, sir. Please, you are muted. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Please, can you hear me now?
Can hear you.
So, please, madam. Okay, yeah. So, please, I wanted you to explain. I couldn't hear clearly about the minoring. So.
Oh, minor for our department. The section
Yes,
you are choosing to work in the department. You choose a core and an elective. So one core, one elective for first semester in that section of our department. Second semester, the same, one core, one elective. Yeah.
So, like any of the course, like probably like moral philosophy for like first semester, and you choose an elective, or you
choose a core in the department and an elective. Okay. That's how you do it. You do it. I'm sure you understand why I've responded the way I've done. I'm being very cautious. Yeah. So I don't believe in that thing, evangelism thing. You know, people have a certain posture sometimes, like they are winning souls to be. So we should go and win souls into our various kingdoms that we believe in, you know, not in department. Let students be free to choose what they want to do without feeling, you know, stifled. Okay, then Moses, can I take your question if it is still there?
Hello.
Yes, Moses, please go ahead. Your hand is up. I think your microphone is muted, so you may want to unmute it.
Hello, yes, it's concerning the social work.
Yes.
It's concerning social work. Please, in level 100, they said that social work is a professional course, so you cannot drop it in
please,
level
who 200. Is the day I'm sorry, Vikram. Who is the day who said it? Do you see that? Who is the day who said it? You said they said the day.
Well, from the department.
Listen, don't worry. Okay. What I'm telling you will help you. What I'm telling you will help you if you do it that way. I'm discussing philosophy and classics, and I'm not privy to social work details. And I have to be respectful of the other department and my colleagues there. I think I have some fine colleagues who are very accessible. I want you to speak to authority. So I have asked that if that is what has been communicated, who said it? Because if I heard that, I could pick my phone and call. I know some colleagues, I could just call. May a session be with student TBU? And they said something like, maybe you say, oh, this thing is because of saying. So the university says so and so and so. Case die. I'm unable to appropriately inform you on that. And what I'm hearing from you two doesn't clearly tell me whether it is an authoritarian official position or it is a posturing that perhaps was communicated for a reason. Okay, so speak to an authority there. When I ask you, don't say they said, or I've heard that, or someone doing orientation said something. It could be an over-exuberant association leader communicating that, just so that we'll get people into our association also. So do that, and then you have my email or something if you need an advice on. So if it's something like that, what do you do? Or you can go to, I know that Dr. Boateng, so Doris Boateng, she's very accessible. I think she's been an exam officer for a while. She should be someone that can easily, you know, deal with your concern if you went to her and give you information that is required. If that is the department position, then you respect it. That's all. You see that? Okay, let me take the last Jeremy, I think I've dealt with yours, so I will lower your hand. There any additional one? Hey, you people, you like school, vacation, now look at the number of people. Hope it's good, it's good, eh? Okay, so I've just dealt with Moses' concern. Is there any other concern? We can wrap, oh dear, we can wrap up in 2-3 minutes. Okay, so on the screen now, the last thing I said I will show you. Yes, please, someone is speaking at the background. Go ahead. Is there a question?
Yes, please. Madam, please. My question is about social work. They said, Alan, they said social work will be offering 5 courses next semester. So my question was like, how many courses should I choose like under philosophy department?
This what you heard. 5 courses. Don't worry, calm down. What you said you heard, who told you? For social work, who told you?
That was our class prefect today.
Daddy.
Class rep.
I won't take that. Class prefect doesn't run courses. Okay, so I will advise you. Don't worry, listen. What I'm telling you is good. So if you listen, it will help you. You are making a life decision. It can't be I heard, they said, someone said, this is what we have heard. No, the department is there. Go to an office, speak to the head of department or your exam officer or the academic advisor. When I say academic advisor, every level has its academic advisor. So I'm sure that we may be dealing with level 100 or 200 queries now. Just walk into the office there or check an email of you. Even your lecturer that taught you level 100 or something, write an email, get an official communication from an authority. Then reference that. Because no department is required to force people to do that course. No, the university doesn't do that. You see, so it can't be a hearsay. When you go and they say, who said that? We have not said anything. Then all your decisions you made, your life decision, was based on hearsay. So get a feedback from an authority. When I say an authority, it can be a lecturer, it can be an HOD, academic advisor, exam officer of the department. If you don't know any of them, write an email to the lecturer that taught you last semester, because you are ready to pick your next batch of courses. You have to combine, you have to minor, you have to make, this is if you are 200 going to 300, you have to make a choice. So that choice will be influenced by that department's position or any other department's position. If that is it and there is legitimacy to it, then it will influence how you make other decisions. If it is not, then the department in question will adjust to suit what the university requires. You cannot force anyone to do any course in the university. No, a student can take us on. That's why I'm saying that you shouldn't say things that you can't ground. You are the philosophers here now. Okay, so no more social work. Thank you, sir. No more social work until someone can tell me that this is the email response I got from my HOD, or this is what the lecturer responded to. Then I'll look at the response. Maybe it has nothing to do with the course. It may have to do with core subjects or something that has been miscommunicated. And it is not a class rep matter. No, not at all. All right, thank you all very much. So the courses on display, my brother, on display for this semester, I'm sure you would have seen them now to help your reflections. Those who haven't done your critical thinking already, please make sure you have done it. We don't want to go and fail you because of that or prevent you from graduating. Graduation, you think you're 200 going to 300 or 200 going to 200. Graduation is just around the corner. Before you open your eyes and close, we need to take papa. Okay, graduation. Then you are now looking to your thing. That course, they didn't give me grade over this. We don't want that. So look, 5 wise virgins. This is the foolish one. The wise ones take extra. So you are in 200 yet you are looking ahead. Make sure you have done 150. You have a good pass. You have gone. 101. Make sure the result shows there. If you haven't done it already, you are in trouble. You should have done it. Okay. So then it means you have to fill that gap. Then 200. There they are. Problems of philosophy. By the grace of God, we'll be alive. We'll take it together with my other colleague, Tabuachi. 203, like I already said, is compulsory for 200. Both are compulsory. Lady Jifa of Classics and Mr. Okansi, both of them of Classics will share and teach that. I'll teach with my colleague, Dr. Boachi. Okay, those who are joining us for that, by the time they start the course site, you have all the details, the topics that my colleague will be taking and the ones I'll be taking, our groupings and all. We'll try and make life easier for you like we do always. Okay, level 300, field 301, deductive logic. Dr. Kwesi and Dr. Miles, yours truly, myself, will take that together. We'll share and teach, spread out our. So some of the weeks I'll take, some of the weeks Dr. Kwesi will take. Field 303, Dr. Morgan will take that. Then for electives, now that we have said everything, you understand electives now. We give you, look on our screen now, 4 different electives to give you more options to either add to your 2 courses up there, or if you have to pick 2 electives to add as a single major or 1 elective to add, you have options. So those are those courses there. If you want the details of those courses, you can look at where I projected. Each course has its narration there, or you can ask your predecessors, or you can go to, some of us have the online thing, so you can look at it and look at the past content as your preparatory start. Level 440, I think they are good to go. So the longest, say folks, we can have a session on that so that this thing doesn't become too. These are masters, they are all not for you. I'm done. Any questions, people? Freeman, that is charge. Oh, there are 2 hands up. Hold on. Let me take them quickly. So Osebedu, please ask your question, and afterwards Emmanuel Tibila. Hey, it's my Emmanuel that is here. You came by. Yo. Osebedu first, and then Emmanuel, and then we are good to go. Please, you are muted, Ose. So please unmute for Gideon. Okay, if Gideon is not ready yet, Emmanuel Tibila can do the last one, then we can end. I have to attend another session now. Emmanuel, go ahead.
Yes, good afternoon, Doc.
Good afternoon, sir. Good to have you, Mr. President.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Please, I'll just notifying them on the second semester Socratic philosophy. So I had this colleague.
I'm coming. Is it an official communication? Because I'll share this to the various class settings. So if it's not official, then we will use another channel so that I don't communicate something. Is it information on what is the information about?
As a colleague made a mistake, he's doing class 6, but he came to register philosophy Socratic.
Yes, I've stressed that. Yes. So let me just say it again. I think what Emmanuel wants to emphasize is the thing about choosing courses under wrong code. I think that is the point. Thank you for that. Let me say it again.
Thank you.
If you are doing philosophy, you are doing philosophy. If you are doing classics, you are doing classics. The courses are coded. So PHCL is not the same as PHIL. Look at the 3rd level. What I'm projecting, see. You will see that at levels 300 and 400 going, the course coding changes. See, currently is PHCL. I'm referring to this PHCL 201, what I've just highlighted. When you go to level 300, immediately the course codes change. This is PHIL, PHIL, Philope, it is philosophy. If it is classics, you will see that it's class. I'm just projecting the philosophy 1. That is why the course distribution for philosophy. You will see that if you are looking at classics, it will be class 30 something. From 300 going, 300 and 400 course codes are PHIL and class. Levels 100 and 200 are fickle, because it's a combination of some philosophies and some classics courses given to the levels. Now, what our friend is pointing out is you could see a course that is, say, titled, let me use this as an example, moral philosophy. But you could have moral philosophy of, I'm giving an example of classics, a moral philosophy of philosophy. So if you look at the course title and just choose courses online to register, you won't graduate. You have to take the course again. And say, oh, but it's the same moral philosophy, or it's the same rationalism that I took at. No, the university system is a systemic thing, doesn't understand that language. It's not a human being. It's looking at the code. It's the code that will be entered. So if we enter class 401 and you enter PHIL 401, the system doesn't think PHIL 401 is the same as class 401, even though the course may be the same, philosophy of Plato or Socratic philosophy or whatever. That is why, shine your eyes. Are you doing philosophy or you are doing classes under this umbrella? Choose it and choose your courses and its coding from there. That is what Mr. President, Peace Science President, who has come to sit in our philosophy meeting, is trying to point out to you. No, he's a philosophy-bred person, just that he wants to do politics. So Emmanuel Boasa is telling us to be minded, so that you don't go and choose class something when you intended it to be Phil something, or Phil something when you intended it to be class something, because the titles are the same or taught by the same lecturer. No, the system doesn't understand that. And then I'll end with this, since he won't get that on that. Let me just add this one too, that sometimes these are course and coupling, the two sections that have been married into one, went through a process. So some of our old courses are still in the system. You would see a course like PHCL 30 something online sometime. I don't know if they have worked on taking all of them off for now. If it is a level 300 subject, it cannot have FICL. If it has PHCL, it's not the one that you can take. Don't take it, because it is still a marriage kind of thing. The 300 codes must either be fail or class. Those are the correct ones that are currently being mounted. I don't understand how it is that someone will go and choose PHCL 30 something. Then now, when you are about to enter results, the person has registration, but not for the course that is existing now. The one that is dead and buried is the one she went to register. She can't grab it. And she has to take the whole course again. Okay? So it's simple obedience. Look at the courses. That's how I'm projecting them. These are the courses that are currently mounted by at least for one section. Look at them. Fill 305, fill this, fill this, fill this. When if it's class, this class, that, pick them and have your peace of mind. Any other question? Thank you, Emmanuel. Sarah, is there a new question very quickly so that we end?
I wanted to know if the visually impaired students concerning deductive logic.
You wanted to know if what? What about deductive logic, please?
If visually impaired students are supposed to do the deductive logic since it has symbols.
Are you a special student, please?
Oh, it's me, Kekeli.
Oh, is that a cake? I saw cakes. Oh, Sarah. You should have put Kekeli. That one I would have seen it easily. Yes. Kekeli, let me talk to you and the group directly. Okay, I'll speak to you directly. I don't want you to be on the recording. Okay. Yes, I think that I have to respect your space. That's why. So I'll speak to the special students who are moving from elements of formal logic into their third year with us directly, so that it doesn't. This will go to the YouTube channel to be accessible to all students that take our courses. So I'll speak to you directly on that. Okay, you. Hey, Kex. No, now I'll call you Kex. Why? Hateka Elom, Lily, go ahead.
Okay, madam. So talking about getting a course online, which is maybe PHCL 301, and then it's now it's supposed to be fail, and then you were talking about the course being there, like
the
being
correct
a long
one was there. Sorry, I'm interrupting you because the correct one is there. People find their way into the other ones. I don't know what they are looking for. Sister,
but
you see that? That's what I'm pointing out.
Does that mean that those courses are still being studied, or
faculty doesn't manage course listings online. It's a data matter. So it is a student who is going to register a course that must go there and pick the course that he or she wants to register for. So if you didn't know, the department has published the courses that are available for picking. That is what I'm projecting now. If you want to do philosophy, you want to major, okay, single major, my 2 course. That one, I don't have too many choices about them. They are 2 there. Then my 3 elective, maybe my 3 elective, where are they? I'll do odontology and zoology from the pile. Okay, then I go on, I pick the code. And no, I go on, I look for that code. I enter, I've registered it, simple. Whatever else is going on there, it's not the students' matter, it's not the HOD's matter, it's not a department matter, any lecturers thing, because we don't manage data there. It is students who are not diligent. Then they say, oh, please do my registration for me. Then someone will go and pick PHCL for them. Or I don't even know if they are there or they are not there. I don't know how that happens. That's why we have prompted, and Sir Boasa has also helped you remember. Pick what has been published like this for you on the department notice board, that these are the ones that are available. That's all. Why I'm taking, and we'll be at peace with each other. Because otherwise, you go and show someone how he or she should do their work. And then that can be a problem for the department. That, do you know why we haven't pulled it off? We are waiting for accreditation. We are waiting for so people to sanction it before we take it off. You just can't take courses off. If some students have to reset that, they have to be there. Currently, because of amnesty, we have students that are even me, my senior. No, my senior, I've not seen some. But I've seen quite a good number of people who have descended from wherever. We respect them. They are coming to take their degree. So those courses must be there. Otherwise, they can't register to take it. Okay, so the reasons why they are there cannot be the department's matters. The department doesn't manage those. But you, the student who we are worried about, we are giving you precautionary, notice. When you go, look out and pick well so that you don't have any issues. Oftentimes people do fine, but there are always some 1 or 2 people who go and pick courses that are not available. Okay, Freeman, I think yours should be the last one. The very last one, then we can go.
Okay, then please, thank you. Please, I just want to emphasize on what you said, that if you want to choose a course, you have to look at the code. When let's say the course code ends with an odd number, that means it's a first semester course.
Yes.
So that I want to say that means for next sem, that's first semester, the core courses that we are doing for philosophy is Phil 301, that's deductive logic, and Phil 303, that's moral philosophy.
Yes. In fact, the courses on offer notice that we've given you, put only those there. They don't give you the second semester one to confuse. That's what I'm projecting. This document is what we have shared to students. I received mine also from the department. This is it. So you will see only this for the philosophy section. And then these are the electives. Not any other thing to confuse you. This is it. Phil 301, Phil 303 are the 2 courses available. Then the electives available this semester, we give you 4, not 3. Oftentimes we give 3, so your options are a bit limited. Here they added a 4th one. So there is philosophy of mind, rationalism, African philosophy, philosophy of gender. If you want to do single major, take the 2 courses up there, pick any 2 down there. You are sorted for the semester. Next semester, we'll bring the new set of meals on the table for you to pick from. If you are doing combined major, pick the 2 courses, add 1 elective, your choice, and then you are done. If you are minoring, pick any core, pick any elective for this semester, you are done. So that is what Emmanuel wants us to emphasize to help our dear students. And on that note, thank you. I've given you 1 hour of my time. Hey, yes, sir.
When you look at the electives, some of them have their, let's say, okay, sorry, there's
the 310.
Some ends with even numbers, but then there is none.
It's only 1. So it's 0 is not even number. All of them are 1. Which one? Look on. Are you seeing? Do you see my screen?
Yeah, but it seems like
301. No, 301 ends with an odd number. 303 also ends with an odd number. Which one? 305. 5 is an odd.
Okay. I thought it's 306. Sorry.
No. All of them. It's only 310 African philosophy that ends with a 0, because in the past we allowed it to be taken either first sem or second semester. In fact, it is still so. If we mount it, we could mount it both first semester and second semester. So that's why it is like that. All right. I think our brother is also sorted. Thank you too. Thank you all very much. I wish you well as you prayerfully deliberate and then look out for your result. Whichever way it goes, we're happy having you. 204
Thank you.
main and city campuses. Yes, you are welcome. I have put, let me end this. Thank you all very much and all the best.
Madam, thank you so much. We love you.
Oh, thank you too.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.